Today, we're flipping the order of everything. By the end of this episode, you will understand you have been chasing things that leave you empty, and why getting what you want hasn't really told you who you are, and how to stop letting your desire drive your life. This isn't about putting things last. This is about putting first things first. So let's get into it. Most men have it backwards. They think their desire tells them who they are. I want women, so I must be a player. I want success, so I must be about money. I want respect, so I must be hard. But what if the desire doesn't define you? What if you are supposed to shape what you want? What if you've been letting the tail wag the dog this whole time? Watch men chase what they think they want. Women, money, power, respect. Now, the confident ones are the most lost. The player who thinks more women will satisfy him, the hustler who thinks more money will complete him, the tough guy who thinks more respect will validate him. But when they get what they're chasing, then what? You're still empty. You're still searching. Now, because see, as men, sometimes we thought getting what we want would tell us who we are, but it really don't work that way. Because most men are sure about their desires and often least sure about their identity. Here's where the confidence trap shows up again, right? See, the man who never questions his desires thinks he knows himself. The man who has done the identity work knows that your desires can lie to you. Okay. Young men think they know exactly what they want, right? They know what they want. They do, because we all been there. Now, older men who gotten it, they know that wanting wasn't knowing. I'm gonna let that sit with you. When you got it, most men who done got it, they know wanting wasn't knowing. And the book transitions here for a reason. You can't order your desires if you don't know your identity. Let me explain. A son acts different than an orphan. A king moves different than a beggar. And a man who knows he's loved doesn't beg for attention. But let's watch how backwards we can get it. The insecure man is sure he needs more women. He knows it, right? But the secure man knows he needs a deeper connection. The broke man, and the one who's broken, he's sure he needs more money. But a whole man knows he needs his purpose. You see the pattern? The less secure the identity, the more confident the desire. And the more secure in the identity, the more order the desire. Let me say that again. The less secure the identity, the more confident the desire. The more secure the identity, the more the ordered of the desire. See, God's design is different. God tells you who you are first, right? Let's run it down. Son, chosen, valued, purpose. And then from that foundation, desire finds its proper place. It's not eliminated, it's ordered. God doesn't destroy your desires, he directs them. Now, when you know your son, man, you stop acting like you need to prove it. When you know you're valued, you stop chasing cheap validation. And when you know your purpose, you stop wanting everything. So, here's your questions for this week, right? And I really want you to consider these. Question number 1, what desires are you most confident about? women, money, cars, jobs, success. What desires are you most confident about? And where did it come from? Your dad, your mom, your upbringing, your neighborhood, the block, your homeboys, the TV shows you watch, the music you listening to, the women you sleeping with. Where did it come from? Where did the desires, where did the confidence in these desires, where did they come from? Number 2, right? Okay. So number 2, this is crucial. If you truly knew who you were, what would you stop chasing? If you truly knew who you were, what would you stop chasing? If you knew you was whole, would you stop chasing the money? If you knew that you were secure in your manhood, would you stop chasing women? What would you stop chasing if you truly knew who you are? And number 3, what are you wanting that's really about proving something? What are you wanting that's really about proving something? Think about it. Because the most confident desires often reveals the deepest identity confusion. I'm gonna say that again. The most confident desires often reveals the deepest identity confusion. Yes, this is the part where we reflect, where we breathe. Take your breath. Yes. Now, imagine for a moment, you already know who you are. You're completely secure. You have nothing to prove. I just think about it. You know who you are, you're completely secure, and you have nothing to prove. What would you stop wanting so desperately? What would you want? What would you stop wanting so desperately? What would loose its pull on your life? What would stop tugging at you? Sit with that. We all know Jesus flipped the script. Before he told men what to do, go out, make disciples, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons. Before he told them all of that, he told them who they were. You are the light of the world. You're the salt of the earth. You are my friends. Identity came first. The desire came second. Now, the religious people, the religious leaders thought that they knew what they wanted. They did, because they used their position to try to get more position, power. They wanted the praise. They wanted the control. But the disciples learned they wanted what they didn't know, which was transformation, purpose, peace. Now, if you're tired of desires of your life driving you in circles and having you going insane, Jesus is still speaking identity over men who will listen. Well, we said we'll flip the order. Now you see why chasing leaves you empty, because you're trying to fill an identity void with your desires. Why getting doesn't satisfy. Because having doesn't equal being. And it definitely doesn't equal being whole because you have it. Now, how to stop the cycle? Receive who you are before deciding what you want. Well, this week wraps up the foundation week. And it wraps up the entire foundation. Identity comes before everything else. The men most sure about what they want often least know who they are. So next week, we start off in phase 2, which is identity. We go deeper. Who are you really? And not your title. So you can leave your comments in the description, in the comment section. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you found this, and invite more men to come in and learn and walk with us and build themselves and get their foundation and understand that identity does come before your desires. And until then, stop letting your desires tell you who you are and start letting identity shape what you want. The order changes everything. And with that being said, we'll see you next week.